way before the commandments gave to Israel about the Sabbath day before Exodus 20. You realize he said,
we're not saying that it was.
No, I'm just
okay, I got you.
Presenting that because it's like something that you said.
We'll come back into it. Yeah, I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, so down this commandment let you know that the Sabbath day was a law way before Moses. But here now he gave it to children before he got to get the commandments to them in Exodus 20. Now let's go to Exodus 20 and 8 where we get the laws at. Now this is 16 right here before Exodus 20, 28, 11. Exodus 28 to 11.
Exodus 28, verse 11.
No, 28, 20 and 8. With Exodus verse 20 and 8.
Oh, 20 and 8?
Gotcha. 20 and 8.
I'm listening to you.
It's Exodus 20, I got you.
20 and verse 8. And in Exodus. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahweh Asher. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy maidservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in the 6 days Yahweh made heaven and earth, the sea and all.
Now this right here's the answer. This right here's the answer right here, 11. Read it, brother.
It says, for in 6 days Yahweh made heaven and earth, the sea and all that's in them is, and rested the seventh day.
Sabbath day. They didn't answer about what is Sabbath day is all about. It's about his rest. But we got to get into his rest. Keep reading, brother.
He says, wherefore Yahweh blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it.
The Sabbath day, not the 8th day. He said the Sabbath day he blessed because he rested, not because the moon rests, because he rested on the Sabbath day. That's the day he gave us. That's why Yeshua said the Sabbath made for man, not man for the Sabbath. Okay, Isaiah 66:23. Isaiah 66:23.
The sun's resting now.
Well, how you rest on the Sabbath
No,
day?
the sun. You said not the moon ain't resting, but what the...
No, I said the moon. I'm saying, but he gave us the Sabbath because he rested. It's a day for us to rest.
Right.
So therefore, it's called to his rest that we'll get into.
Right. We never said the moon was resting.
I'm just saying that. I'm not saying y'all said that. I'm just saying that because it's not by the moon at all according to Scripture. Okay, where was that? Isaiah 66.
Isaiah 66
and 23.
Yeah, 66:23.
Okay, and it shall. Everybody has it.
Well, I know that.
Go ahead.
Scripture.
Yep.
Go ahead.
You want me to pull that?
Go ahead.
Ready, brother?
Go ahead, brother.
And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship.
Now look how he separated. So again, and it should come to pass that from one new moon to another, right?
And from
one Sabbath
to another.
So he's not putting them together, making the new moon and Sabbath one day. He's putting them as separate times.
Right.
But he's putting separate times. We got the Sabbath day alone, then you got your new moon.
Right.
So go ahead, brother. Now let's go to Jeremiah 31:35. Jeremiah 31:35. I realize our Father gave us an order from Enoch from creation at 364 days, 52 Sabbaths and all that. Plus he gave us his Sabbath, the rest of his 7-day cycle. So when you change that cycle to an 8-day cycle, our Father through the whole Bible says Sabbath day, Sabbath day, Sabbath day, Sabbath day cycle. So how can you get 8 day out of you saying Sabbath day? But we had Jeremiah 31:35 all the way to 37.
Okay. Jeremiah 31, verse 35. Thus says Yahweh, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinance of the moon of the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar. Yahweh of hosts is his name. If those ordinances depart from before me, saith Yahweh, then the seed of Israel is also shall cease from being a nation before me.
Now, if it's ordained from the beginning of creation, cease from being his order, like he gave an order, a Sabbath day order. If that cease, we, not Israelites, we're going to cease from being a nation. Can you read verse 37?
Thus says Yahweh, if heaven above can be measured, and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath, I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done, said Yahweh.
Okay, Job 38:33. Job 38:33.
Job 38. Everybody has it? 38, verse 33. Knowest thou the ordinances of heaven? Canst thou set the dominion thereof in the earth?
Now we know there's an ordinance in heaven where thy Father gave. That ordinance will never change. So you're saying that the moon changed, Sabbath moon changed. Therefore, that's breaking the commandments of height. Jeremiah 33:25. Jeremiah 33:25.
Jeremiah, what number?
33:25.
33:25. Jeremiah 33,
25, 26.
verse 25 and 26. Everybody out?
Jeremiah 3.
33.
25, 26.
Thus says Yahweh, if my covenant be not with day and night, and if I have not appointed the ordinance of heaven and earth, then will I cast away the seed of Jacob and David my servant, so that I will not take any of his seed to be rulers over the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. For I will cause their captivity to return and have mercy on them.
Again, thus says Yahweh, if my covenant be not with day or night, and I have not appointed the ordinance of heaven and the earth. He's talking about his ordinance in heaven, his ordinance he gave it. Our Father gave it. That's a commandment our Father gave. That's not a commandment that we gave. So the 7-day cycle that he gave is not now Scripture and Bible tell you about an 8-day cycle. Okay, let's go to Ezekiel 46:1. Ezekiel 46:1. Now this right here gonna tell like you were saying, you're seeing Enoch by the inner courts, and gates, this and that. All this stuff that's happening down here is happening up there in the kingdom. Everything that's going on is written in the heavenly tablets also. So the Sabbath day and all that, I mean, that's in the kingdom. That's based in the kingdom.
Ezekiel 46, verse 1.
46:1 all the way to 7.
Thus says Yahweh Shahaya, the gate of the inner court that looketh toward the east shall be shut the 6 working days, but on the Sabbath it shall be open, and in the day of the new moon it shall be open.
How many days is that?
And the prince shall enter by the way of the porch of that gate without, and shall stand by the post of the gate, and the priest shall prepare his burnt offering and his peace offerings, and he shall worship at the threshold of the gate. Then he shall go forth, but the gate shall not be shut until the evening. Likewise, the people of the land shall worship at the door of this gate before Yahweh in the Sabbaths and in the new moons.
They keep separating the new moon and Sabbath. It's separating. It's not putting them together.
Yes,
But it's separating them. It's separating the new moons and the Sabbath.
That's what I do on Sabbath.
It says, and the burnt offering that the prince shall offer unto Yahweh in the Sabbath day shall be 6 lambs without blemish and a ram without blemish. And the meat offering shall be an ephah for a ram, and the meat offering for the lambs as he shall be able to give, and an hin of oil to an ephah. And in the day of the new moon it shall be a young bullock without blemish, and 6 lambs, and a ram, they shall be without blemish. And he shall prepare a meat offering on the ephah for a bullock, and an ephah for a ram, and for the lambs according as his hand shall attain unto, and hin of oil to the ephah.
Stop right there. Now, the reason why I brought that scripture because you realize now you got 2 different sacrifices for the Sabbath and for the new moons. So those days are 2 separate days, and it start with the Sabbath day that that's the beginning of your count. Amos 8:5 to 11. Amos 8:5 and 11.
Amos 8.
8:5.
Spread
11.
Go ahead, I got you.
Everybody there?
Yeah.
I got you.
Can't wait to
I'm
meet
All
I'm
right.
ready to say.
Amos 8, verse 5, saying when will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn, and the Sabbath that we may set forth wheat, making the ephah small and the shekel great, and falsifying the balances by deceit.
So now, again, I'm bringing this up because I'm saying the new moon and Sabbath, because you're saying that the new month, new moon changed the Sabbath day. Therefore, that means the Sabbath day is knocked out of the way, but you realize Bible's keeping that Sabbath day and the new moon and it's separated so that they're 2 different days. The new moon, yeah, it's right. It's the new month, but it doesn't replace the Sabbath day. Go ahead, brother. 6.
That we may buy the poor for silver, and the needy for a pair of shoes, ye, and sell the refuse of the wheat. Yahweh has sworn by the excellency of Jacob, surely I will never forget any of their works. Bless you. Shall not thy land tremble for this, and every one mourn that dwelleth therein, and it shall rise up wholly as a flood, and it shall be cast out and drowned, as by the flood of Egypt? And it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh, that I will cause the sun to go down at noon, and I will darken the earth in the clear day. And I will turn your feast into mourning, and all your sons into lamentation. And I will bring up sackcloth upon all loins, and baldness upon every head. And I will make it as the mourning of an only son, and the end thereof as a bitter day. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh.
All praises. Psalms 104, 19, 23. Psalms 104, 19, 23.
Psalms 104.
104, 19.
Yes, sir. Everybody has it? He appointed the moon for seasons. The sun knoweth his going down. Thou makest darkness, and it is night, wherein all the beasts of the forest do creep forth. The young lions roar after their prey, and seek their meat from Yahweh. The sun arises, they gather themselves together and lay them down in their dens. Man goeth forth to his work, and to his labor to the evening.
So right there. Okay, all praises. Nehemiah 10:33. Nehemiah 10:33.
Nehemiah, everybody has it? Nehemiah 10, verse 33. For they show bread, and for the continual meat offering, and for the continual burnt offering of the Sabbaths, of the new moons, for the set feasts, and for the holy things, and for the sin offering to make an atonement for Israel, and for all the work of the house of Yahweh.
Again, it said for the shewbread, and for the continual meat offering, and for the continual burnt offering, of the Sabbath. And you got exclamation point right there, right?
It's clear.
What verse we at?
And new moons. It separates new moons, right? It separates new moons. And it got another express word say, and for the set feast. These are all separate days. And it says, and for the holy things, and for the sin offering. Okay? Psalms 148:1. Psalms 148:1.
Okay. That.
Psalms 148:1.
Everybody has it?
I'm sorry, 148?
Psalms
Yeah,
148, verse 1.
You just don't just read it. 148.
Go ahead.
148 all the way to 6.
Yeah. Praise ye Yahweh. Praise ye Yahweh from the heavens. Praise him in the heights. Praise ye him, all his angels. Praise ye him, all his hosts. Praise ye him, sun and moon. Praise him, all ye stars of light. Praise him, ye heavens of heavens, and ye waters that be above the heavens. Let them praise the name of Yahweh. For he commanded, and they were created. He hath also established them forever and ever. He has made a decree which shall not pass.
That's right, because they're not going to go out of order. Everything in the heavens is in order. We the only ones out of order. Our Father gave an order to the sun, the moon, the stars, everything obedient besides us. We the only one that disobedient down here on earth, okay? Psalms 89:31. Psalms 89:31.
89?
Yeah, 89:31. all the way to 37.
Psalms 89, verse 31. If they break my statutes and keep not my commandments, then I will visit their transgressions with the rod, and their iniquity with stripes. Nevertheless, my loving kindness will I not utterly take from him, nor suffer my faithfulness to fail. My covenant will I not break, nor alter the thing that is gone out of my lips. Once have I sworn by my holiness that I will not lie unto David. His seed shall endure forever, and his throne as the sun before me. It shall be established forever as the moon and as a faithful witness in heaven.
I realize the moon is a witness of his commandment. The moon knows what our Father told it to do. So it's ordinance. It is for the new month, yeah, but it's not for the Sabbath day. It don't change the days.
Who said that? In Israel, who said the moon is for the Sabbath, or new moon and Sabbath is together? Who said that? Where did you hear that doctrine at?
Well, we're going to discuss it as we bring it out. That's good, because a lot of times we could be misunderstood certain things.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So when we break it down, you guys bring it out. We finish here. I'm going to let you bring it out. Okay,
that's cool. Yep.
Okay, now next scripture, Psalms 81, 3.
Psalms 81.
81, 3.
Psalms 81, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
Blow up the trumpet in the new moon, in the time appointed, on our solemn feast day. For this was a statute for Israel, and a law of Yahweh of Jacob.
Oh, praise it. 2 Chronicles 31, 3. 2 Chronicles 31, 3.
Psalms 80. That was Psalms what? 81 and 3, right?
81 and
Psalms
3.
81?
Right.
Okay, that's talking about here. I got you. Psalms 81.
2 Chronicles 31, 3.
2 Chronicles 31. Verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
But as he appointed also the king's portion of his substance for the burnt offerings, to wit, for the morning and evening burnt offerings, and for the burnt offerings for the Sabbaths, and for the new moons, and for the set feasts, as it is written in the law of Yahweh.
Oh, praise. You started up there. 2 Chronicles 23, 31. 23.
2 Chronicles 23.
23, 31.
23,
No, First Chronicles 23.
Chronicles, because we didn't go that far. First Chronicles. First Chronicles 23, verse.
Go ahead. 1 Chronicles 23, 31, 32.
Right.
31 and 32.
And to offer all burnt sacrifices unto Yahweh in the Sabbaths, in the new moons, and on the set feasts by number according to the order commanded to them continually before Yahweh, and that they should keep the charge of the tabernacle, of the congregation, and the charge of the holy place, and the charge of the sons of Aaron, their brethren, in the service of the house of Yahweh.
I'll pray. 2 Chronicles 2 and 4. 2 Chronicles 2 and 4.
2 Chronicles 2, verse 4.
Yeah.
2 Chronicles 2, verse 4.
2 Chronicles where?
2 Chronicles 2.
Okay.
Verse 4. Behold, I build an house to the name of Yahweh Oshiah, to dedicate it to him, and to burn before him sweet incense, and for the continual shewbread, and for the burnt offerings morning and evening, on the Sabbaths, and on the new moons, and on the solemn feast of Yahweh Oshiah. This is an ordinance forever to Israel.
The reason why I'm bringing this scripture up, because like I said, I'm bringing up that's the separation with the Sabbath and the moon. That's why I'm bringing these scriptures up, okay? 2 Chronicles 8, 13, 14.
Yeah, you find a bunch of these all through the scriptures.
Yeah,
It
that's
talks about these three all
well,
throughout
that's
the
my,
scriptures.
they separate. That's why I'm bringing them up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to sync because this is my father. My father, he did this for a reason. He's separating these days. He's not putting these days together. And he's saying that these days don't change days. Because that's why I'm going over all these scriptures to break it down. He said it's Sabbath, new moon, the feast days. Sabbath, new moon, feast days. Our father separated in this King James 16:11. He's not putting them day together at all. Okay.
Right.
2 Chronicles 8, 13, 14.
2 Chronicles 8 and 13.
8, 13, 14.
2 Chronicles 8, verse 13. Even after a certain rate, everyday offering according to the commandment of Moses on the Sabbaths and on the new moons and on the solemn feasts 3 times in the year, even in the feast of unleavened bread, and in the feast of weeks, and in the feast of tabernacles. And he appointed, according to the order of David his father, the courses of the priests to their service, and the Levites to their charges to praise and minister before the priests as the duty of every day required. The porters also by their courses at every gate, for so had David the man of Yahweh commanded.
Okay, Leviticus 23 and 1. Leviticus
8, 13, 14.
Leviticus, what brother?
I'll just.
No.
Okay.
Leviticus 23 and 1.
23 and 1 through 8.
Yeah, Leviticus 23 and 1.
And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, speaking to the children of Israel, and said to them concerning the feast of Yahweh, which ye shall proclaim to be a holy convocation, even these are my feasts. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest, and the holy convocation ye shall do no work therein. It is the Sabbath of Yahweh in all your dwellings. These are the feasts of Yahweh, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th day.
That's the 14th day, right? That's after, it says 6 days thou shalt work, be done, in the 7th day, the Sabbath of rest, holy convocation. You should do there no. It is the Sabbath until a higher, so it's a higher is his day, right? It's his Sabbath that he gave from the creation. It's not our day, it's not the moon day, it's his day, right? Read 4 again, brother.
It says, these are the feasts of Yahweh, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons.
Go ahead, brother.
In the 14th day of the first month at even is Yahweh's Passover. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread unto Yahweh. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. And the first day ye shall have in a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
Okay, now let's go to 15. Exodus 23 and 15.
Said Leviticus.
Yeah, we're in the same book. We just going over the 15th. Go to 15th verse.
Okay then. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow.
Now he's telling us in Exodus, Leviticus. He's telling us to count. We should count. So therefore we got to know how to count our days after that first month. We got to know how to count our days. Okay, keep reading, brother.
And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye bought the sheaf of the wave offering. 7 Sabbaths shall
7 Sabbaths, right? 7 Sabbaths. He ain't say nobody no 8 day mix up. He said 7 Sabbaths, right? Go ahead, brother.
Even okay, ye shall.
He said even unto
the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall ye number 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto Yahweh. Ye shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2 tenth deals. They shall be of fine flour. They shall be baken with leaven. They are the first fruits unto Yahweh.
Okay. Now, Exodus 34, 18 to 28. Exodus 34.
Verses
34, 18 to 28.
Everybody in?
Exodus 24?
Yeah.
Exodus 34.
34.
There.
Exodus 34, verse 18. The feast of unleavened bread shalt thou keep. 7 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread, as I commanded thee, in the time of the month of Abib. In the month of Abib thou camest out from Egypt.
Now we got to realize this right here is an important scripture, but this right here letting you know from the month of Abib is day 1, right? We all know that day 1 Now, Father's going to break down this scripture here till you got to count from that day. Okay, keep reading, brother.
All that openeth the matrix is mine, and every firstling among thy cattle, whether ox or sheep, that is male. But the firstling of an ass thou shalt redeem with a lamb, and if thou redeem him not, then shalt thou break his neck. All the firstborn of thy sons shalt thou redeem, and none shall appear before me empty. 6 days thou shalt work, but on the 7th day thou shalt rest. In earing time and in harvest thou shalt rest, and thou shalt observe the feast of weeks.
I'm sorry, he's saying feast of weeks, right? What is a week? A 7-day cycle, right? Feast of weeks. What we have the feast of weeks for? If we're going to like an 8-day, we're skipping a day, we got more than a 7-day cycle, 7-14 day. He said feast of weeks. Okay, brother, keep reading.
Of the first fruits of wheat harvest, and the feast of ingathering at the year's end. Thrice in the year shall all your men, children, appear before Ahiah of Israel. For I will cast out the nations before thee, and enlarge thy borders. Neither shall any man desire thy land, when thou shalt go up to appear before Ahiah thrice in the year. Thou shalt not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leaven, neither shall the sacrifice of the feast of the Passover be left until the morning.
Okay, sorry about it. But I just want you to go to Isaiah 113. Because right now we're saying, we know these are higher feasts, right? Right now he's going to throw it out at him because we're disobeying his law, statutes, commandments. We're breaking his feast. We're serving him on wrong days. We're breaking his feast, his Sabbath and everything. Isaiah 113.
Last scripture.
Yeah, that's everybody. Isaiah 113.
Bring no more vain. Everybody there?
Yep. Isaiah 113.
Bring no more vain oblations. Incense is an abomination unto me. The new moons and Sabbaths, the calling of assemblies, I cannot away with it. Is iniquity, even the solemn meeting. Your new moons and your appointed feasts, my soul hateth. They are a trouble unto me. I am weary to bear them. And when ye spread forth your hands, I will hide my eyes from you. When ye make many prayers, I will not hear. Your hands are full of blood. Wash you, make you clean.
You started to go. But now he giving up.
scripture.
Now he's saying your new moon, so he giving to us because we violate his new moon in the Sabbath day. Now when we violate his Sabbath day, he getting about us. He said, "I hate your," because you right. These are our highest Sabbath days. These is new moon. These are his feasts. These are the higher feasts when you go to Leviticus 23. He said, "These are my feasts," but right here he's saying these are your feasts. He giving about us because we're defiling his feasts. We're defiling his days.
I agree.
All praises.
All praises.
I appreciate the Jubilees and all that. So now it just comes down to whether we believe what Enoch says or whether we believe what the scripture says. We have two different accounts. They're saying two different things.
How?
One saying...
Give me one scripture, Enoch saying something different from the Bible.
Well, I gave you 30 days in a month.
Right.
According to scripture, it says it's
30
30
you
days.
gave me 30 days called to morning.
Huh?
Those are 30-day morning. Those are not 30 days.
No, it said full month. It had the word a full month.
300.
I'll show you the scripture. Let's get the scripture that says full month of the same account. That's why I took you to the number count. Then I gave you another scripture.
That's still not calling out because you could
Deuteronomy 21:13. That's the one that says month. It doesn't say 30 days.
It say month. Come on, I need 30 days now because Enoch gave me a full count. Enoch gave me a full
What
count.
I'm telling you is what she was doing was the same that Israel does for 30 days.
I understand that. Enoch gave me full count of days and years. You gave me a month. I mean, what is a month?
I'm giving you 30 days based off numbers that I read in Genesis,
But
based
no,
off
give me
Revelations, based
in the
off...
book that's saying it's 30 days. So give me a scripture in King James 16:11.
I just gave you that.
It's a month.
Full month and the same action. That's why you gotta read precept upon precept, because the Most High wants you to study. He's not gonna give you everything in one precept. That's what you want.
But what I'm saying, if you
But precept upon precept, one says 30 days for Aaron. They mourn for Aaron for 30 days. Then they mourn for Moses for 30 days.
It didn't say
and then the woman was allowed to mourn for her parents and for a full month.
They mourn for a month. Give me that scripture.
31, Deuteronomy 21:13.
Deuteronomy 21:13.
Yeah. 21:13. And then I want to go back to the manna in Exodus.
Okay.
After this, real quick.
I want to ask one question
Alright.
before y'all go on.
Alright, got you, bro. For sure.
You got something, brother?
Because I don't know why you think we keep saying the same day.
All right. Yeah, we gotta get that clear.
Yeah, we're going to get that clear.
From the 30 days first.
Yeah, let's get the 30 days. Deuteronomy 21:13. It tells you how long she mourned for. It says she wailed her parents. It says for a full month. Now, to precept that, you got to go to the account with Aaron and the account with Moses, because they were mourning for them, and that was that exactly how Israel did it for a full month.
Well,
Then you got
Genesis.
from the second month to the second month on the 17th day to the 7th month of the 17th day, and 150 days in between that.
Let's put it this way: even if you got a 30-day count, right? That still don't include the seventh month changing from the new moon changing the seventh day.
Okay.
That's still not giving
Let's
me
go
that.
to, it's not change. What it is the Most High gave us the moon according to Exodus 12:1, because moon means month.
Where it actually changed that seventh day.
No, he's telling us that this is going to determine how to calculate your Shabbat.
Yeah,
That's it. Just like it's going to determine how to calculate your feast days.
He also gave me 7 days according from a bill that day to count from that day also. 7, not 8 days, not skipping day, not adding a day.
No one's counting it. All right, I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you an example. Let's go to the manna. Let's go to the manna, because we had the Shabbat in Exodus 16, right?
Exodus 16?
Yeah, Exodus 16.
Give me that change. Give me that change of when the moon come in, that the Sabbath get changed, like it jumps around. That's
Sabbath jump around.
Jump around according to what? You see, you're trying to fit it in the calendar. It's not going to fit in the calendar.
I'm going by the calendar.
That's the only reason why it's jumping around.
I'm going by 364 days a year.
We're going by
my question right there. Wait, that's my question.
Then you call Enoch pagan, but Enoch says this.
Hold on, let me. Can I ask a question?
Now I'm talking to him. You just coming in. I'm talking to him.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Then you call Enoch pagan. Not just truly Enoch according to the books. Now if you call Enoch pagan.
Okay, now can I ask one question? I ain't saying nothing all day.
Go ahead, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You showed me 365 days in the book, 64 days in the Enoch, right? Now can you show me a precept in the Bible where it say 365 days?
7. You got to just go by 7.
I'm saying 365.
All you do is add up your 7.
No, I'm saying could you show me a precept? 365 days
64
in the Bible. 364 days in the Bible. Could you show me that?
364 days in the Bible.
Right. I'm talking about a precept. You say the book of Enoch is.
When you read, I thought this word about 7. I know what you said. I know what you asked, but I can only give it out of Enoch.
You only give it out of Enoch.
That's right. That's part of the Bible.
Alright, well that's another argument. Alright, so only Enoch, it says 364.
What Enoch said, he was the only one given the signs and times and months and years. Enoch was only given that to bring that out. So we can only go to Enoch to get that. That's why they take it out, because they don't want you to know the times and seasons. He said that in this time we're going to observe the moon. That's in the book of Enoch, and that's what we're doing.
Let's go to Exodus 16 real quick.
Exodus 16.
You brought that out, right? This is the one we mentioned where we said that the covenant wasn't made with our forefathers, right?
Yeah, Exodus 16.
This is when the first time you'll read it. It was given to Israel. Besides Genesis 2, you won't read about the Shabbat in here. You won't read it.
But you have read it.
The only thing I read it was in Genesis 2, and then I don't read Shabbat again until this right here.
Again, what I'm trying to say.
You will not find Abraham, you won't find Adam, you won't find Noah keeping the Shabbat.
Read Exodus 6:1.
Exodus 6:1.
Exodus 6.
6:1 tells the whole thing.
16:1.
16:1.
Thank you. Exodus, where did it say chapter? Yeah,
16:1 tells it.
This is what I'm about to break down. I want them to see this. 16:1 and 2. This was the second month when they left Egypt.
Not in chronological order. Go ahead. Read that. Exodus 6:1. I'll read that. Exodus 6:1.
16:1.
16. That's the same chapter with that manna.
Right, we're going to break it down.
Exodus 16:1. And they took their journey from Elim. All the congregation of the children of Israel came into the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day.
On the what day?
On the 15th day of the second month after their departing out of the land of Egypt.
So when they got there,
that's what they murmured. That's what they
wait. What is the scripture saying when they got there?
They were crying on that day.
I don't know. We're not breaking that. We're not breaking that down.
Yeah, they were murmuring on that day. After the Sabbath day,
we're not breaking that down. No, the Shabbat is going to be mentioned now in verse 23. We don't get to the Shabbat until 23. Hold on, before we get there, read that again. When did you get there?
I'm going to go back to which is between Elim and Sinai. On the 15th day of the second month.
So they got there the 15th day of the second month. What's the next verse say?
In verse 2. Verse 2. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness.
Now jump to verse 5.
Verse 5. And it came to pass that on the 6th day they shall prepare that which they bring in.
Now they got there on the 15th, right?
Wow, y'all gave him to me again. He said on the 6th day, Saturday, again.
Read it before that.
Oh.
But what day did they get there? They got there on the 5th. The date right now is the second month, 15th day.
Ain't no edification gonna come out when you blunt like that. Look at it. You know, come on, bro.
Brother, break it down.
We're talking. We're discussing right now. We're discussing, brother.
Hold on, let me finish it. Then your turn, bro.
We still.
That's Ecclesiastes 17 and 11.
We still. Man, I'm talking.
Ecclesiastes 17. Hold on. Ecclesiastes 17 and 11.
11 and 7.
So 17 and 11.
Did I? Am I interrupting you by ask you a question like you asked me?
Hold on, he wasn't finished. He wasn't finished with his saying though.
I'm still talking.
Sirach 17 and 11.
Wow.
Real quick. Sirach 17 and 11.
You're taking 11, 7.
Yeah, 11 7.
11 17. Yeah. No, it's 17 and 11.
So we're trying to just help y'all get an understanding.
We're trying to help you understand.
Listen,
Cut him off in the middle of education though, man.
Number. We just read in verse, listen, Boaz. In verse 1 it says day 15. So when he says 6 days, you add 6 to 15. That's after 15. It's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Then day 22. That's what y'all don't understand. That's what he's trying to break down.
Y'all just throwing out the book of Enoch, huh?
We just staying here.
That's it.
We staying
You talking
here.
about pagan, you know they alter a lot of stuff.
I'm not, if it's pagan or not, I want to learn this verse.
I'm saying, it just says here.
Pagan out of Enoch.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying, I said pagan was the pagan calendar. I didn't say Enoch. I said the calendar's pagan. That's what I said. Now we're saying here in verse 2, what he's showing you is in verse 2, in verse 1, it's saying the 15th day. So when you jump down to verse 5, and it shall come to pass that on the 6th day, you're adding 15 from day 15.
Yeah,
from 15, you got day 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
That's 6
days from the 15th.
And then the 7th day, which is Shabbat, you're going to rest.
Okay, now let's go back to Psalm 90, verse 12. Watch this. Yeah, we can laugh about it because it's all praise. And we're finna learn today. Go to Psalm 90, verse 12.
I want to get his scripture first.
Okay, you had scripture.
Sirach 11 and verse 7.
Okay, yeah, because he wanted a big point. Even though okay, go ahead.
It says, blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first, then rebuke. Answer not before thou hast heard the cause.
Before you heard the point, go ahead.
Neither interrupt men.
Neither what?
Interrupt men.
Go ahead.
In the midst of their talk.
How can you bring that out?
I damn near ain't saying nothing all day.
Well, I'm saying y'all was interrupting us when we were talking, so we didn't jump. You was talking too now, but all of us have asked questions when we were like.
Let's get back to this.
I don't see nothing wrong.
I want to get back to this real quick. So we could try to break it down.
It's all men up in here.
Yeah, let's break it down.
I ain't calling nobody a boy. I said
it's all men up in here.
Yeah, that's right.
That's clear and understandable.
Who said boy?
Oh, I'm just saying. I ain't saying you said boy. You said that.
No, the book said man.
Yeah, I know.
He said never interrupt a man. I ain't never called nobody a boy.
And I said it's all men up in here.
And I ain't never said nobody a boy.
Brothers.
I ain't never said call nobody a boy.
Let's keep it going, bro.
I'm saying I'm straight with that.
We good.
Brothers, let's have peace.
Yeah,
let's have shalom.
It's peace. It's peace. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to be false in the
Let's keep it in order. Hold on.
That is not going to be.
Long as we're talking, we good. Like I say,
let's keep it in order.
I ain't getting a film with you. You're not getting a film with me.
we good.
So I'm saying he
I just want to get understanding on this.
Bro, you just expressing himself. That's all. He just expressed himself. He's straight, man.
I just want the matter to be heard first. That's all, man. Hey, it's the Lord's word. You can get mad at me all you want to. I'm just bringing out the Lord's word. You know what I'm saying? I ain't calling nobody a boy, nothing, no disrespect nobody.
No, we good, bro. Hey, verse 15. I'm gonna read verse 1 again in Exodus 16 and 1 because we can get just bringing the thought back. Okay, verse 1 it says, and they took their journey from Elam, and the congregation of Israel came unto the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elam and Sinai, on the 15th day. So that's where we're at in this right here. We're in the 15th day, right, of the second month after the departing out of the land of Egypt. So now we jump down to verse 5. So we're day 15 right now, right, brethren? Jump down to verse 5. And it shall come to pass.
No, start at verse 4.
Okay, verse 4.
Then 5.
Then said the Lord unto Moses, behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day.
So they're going to go out from this date 15. Every day after this date.
Right.
They got there the 15th, and now the Most High speaking to Moses, right? And telling them what he's going to do.
Right. That I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or no. Verse 5. Alright, so we good? So we go to that verse 5. Verse 5. Now, and it shall come to pass that on the 6th day.
So they went out every day for 6 days after the 15th.
Right.
Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that on the 6th day, they shall prepare that which they bring in,
and it work week. Oh, I'm sorry.
And it shall be twice as much as they gather daily.
So they got right on the, and then what does it say on the 7th day? Say it again. I'm sorry.
And it shall come to pass that on the 6th day they shall prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on the 6th day they telling them to gather twice as many.
Now what day is that?
Now is that the 6th day of the month? Or is that the 21st day of the month? It says 6 days, but are we saying 6th day of the month? No, we're saying the 6 days after they got there on the 15th.
So y'all understand that? You don't want to keep going. Do y'all understand that?
So we're at day 21 right now, according based on that month. They got there on the 15th day.
Y'all get that or no?
Well, when is the first day of the week? How can you put the first day of the week after the Sabbath?
So I can.
How can you put the first day of the week? Because there's the first day.
The first day was revealed.
No. I'm saying like a 7-day cycle. The 7-day cycle. Which day of the week is y'all first day of the week?
First day of New Moon Day. Go ahead and draw.
Like
that's Ezekiel 46:1. That's the example of beginning. That's why they're 8. Go ahead.
What I'm saying, like right now, how do y'all do y'all first day? Like for y'all 17, y'all 7. So what's the day of y'all today?
New Moon Day.
No, he said what is today?
Today, day
23.
23.
They sent from the New Moon Day. 23.
Give it to me as a week. Give it to me. How do y'all? When is y'all Sabbath?
The Sabbath is day 8, day 15, day 22, day 29.
Because yesterday was the 22nd, which we're about to read is going to be the 22nd when they had Shabbat.
We won't read it right here. It's going to show you.
It doesn't land in the calendar. It's not going to land on the Tuesday. We don't care about no Monday. We're looking at numbers. It's day 8. It's day 9. It's day 10 next month.
That's why we opened up
with day 9. We ain't talking Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday.
So let's go back to 90 verse 12. Let's go back to Psalm 90 verse 12.
Hold on, first I got a question for you. When Shai say 6 days you should work, I'm saying work 6 days working, 7th day you work.
Right.
Now, if you working 6 days,
right?
What you want to say tomorrow ain't the 7th day, so you want not gonna work? You want to say okay, I gotta keep working 8 days? You gotta work.
Go to Psalm 90 verse 12. Let's go to Psalm 90 verse 12.
I'm trying to understand this question though.
I know. I'm helping because he's trying to get understand.
The first day gotta always be that first day, no matter what.
Exactly.
You have the first day of the week.
Exactly.
The 7th day you have the first day of the week.
Right. Let's go to Psalm 90 verse 12.
Where did that cycle change?
I'm gonna show you
now.
I'm gonna show you Psalm 90 verse 12. Because we already understand Exodus 12 and 1. Psalms 90 verse 12. Let's go there. We gotta read that again. It's a very instrumental scripture, brethren. And you pulled a precept on it. So after this Psalm 90 verse 12, we're gonna go to that precept that you pulled in 1 Chronicles. Psalms 90 verse 12. We gotta read that first, man. This is what we gotta understand, man. Oh, we got it. We gotta understand is there's something we have to use to count. We have two options to count. You got the pagan calendar and you got the ordinances. That's it. You don't have no other option. So Psalm 90 verse 12, who got it?
I got it.
I got it right here. Psalm 90 verse 12. So teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts into wisdom.
So the key word is what we're looking for. We're talking about number. So teach us to what?
And that's an Enoch. That's an Enoch.
Right. I'm just saying. So teach us to number our days. Right now, let's go to 1 Chronicles 23:31. Because you gave me the precept, dog. 1 Chronicles 23:31. Let's get it. So teach us. We gotta understand. You gotta keep this thought, brother. Teach us to number our days. So with that right there, that throws out that pagan calendar. Teach us to number our days. So 1 Chronicles 23:21.
Brother read that in Genesis first, didn't he?
What, not number our days? It's just talking about giving the ordinances.
Make sure we got this running. Because I want to ask him a question about this.
Oh yeah, we're going back to Exodus 16. We're going back to that. But we just get the numbers, understand. Teach us to number our days, right? So now, 1 Chronicles 23:31. Whoever got it, read it. Yeah, they got to get a new bowl out there. 1 Chronicles 23:31.
Says, and after this, all burnt sacrifice until higher.
Right.
The Sabbath.
Right.
And the new moon.
These are 2 different days, like you were saying. Right.
And on the set feast.
And on the set feast.
By number.
By what?
By number.
So we know all these days, that new moon, them Sabbaths and them feasts are what? They're numbered. So understand, Saturday, get that out, bro.
No, Sabbath. We saying Sabbath.
Sabbath is a number. It's a number.
It's a number called. A number is not names. So he gave us names. He gave us numbers.
Right, exactly. So what starts our month? Now, read that again though. Read the
What do you number it off of?
Right, what are we numbering off? That's what we all gotta remember. We can't use that pagan thing. Now, read that again. 1 Chronicles 23:31.
23:31.
Read it again.
I ain't got it, bro.
I got it.
1 Chronicles 23:31.
Okay.
And to offer all burnt sacrifices unto Ahiah
Right.
in the Sabbath.
In the Sabbath days.
In the new moon.
In the new moon days.
And on the set feast.
And all the feasts, because that's Leviticus 23. All those feasts you do what?
By number.
By number. So what number is new moon day? Come on, brethren.
New moon's the beginning of the month.
What number is that?
Number 1.
Number 1.
Bam.
So what day comes after number 1? Okay. You see what I'm saying? Now keep going. So you got 6 working days. Is new moon day a working day? Come on. Is new moon day a working day?
Wait, you have to realize.
Question, is new moon day a working day? I'm helping you get somewhere. Is new moon day a working day?
You treat new moon like a Sabbath day.
No, I'm not. No, we didn't say that. That's why I'm asking you some
No,
questions.
hold on. Slow down. What, you saying that you treat it more like a Shabbat day?
like a
He's
Shabbat
asking you a
day.
question.
Okay, yeah, but it's not Shabbat. It's 2 different. It's
No, I
new
know
moon day.
that.
I got
you treat it as a Sabbath. Back in the land, like
Ain't no working.
Moons in our land, we treat it like a Shabbat day.
A feast day.
Yeah, feast day. Yeah.
So is it a working day?
Well, it depends. It depends on.
According to Ezekiel 46:1, it says what? The gates shall be open on the Shabbats and new moon days.
Right. So that means new moon day is what? Is it a work day or is it a feast day?
What's it, a feast day?
Oh, it's a feast day. That means there's no working.
So you can't count this as the 6 working days.
So, but it's
not
still,
part of that
but it's
count.
day what? New moon day is what?
New moon day will be new the first day.
Okay, boom.
Of the month.
First day of the month.
First day
Okay,
of the
and
month.
what day comes after that? You just said it. But day 2 is the first day of your working.
First eligible day of
First
working.
working day.
You can't
That's what
work
we're
on
missing. So when we read Ezekiel, Leviticus 23, you're saying 6 days thou shalt work. You're not on. Listen what I'm saying. When we read in here 6 days thou shalt work, it's after new moon day. That's where you're missing. So that's why I went there and showed y'all day 8. It's the number thing. It's not the 7th day. You're thinking 7. You're thinking that block in the calendar. But now understanding numero uno is new moon. You start your count after that. That's where your 6 working days that you're reading, 6 working days that shall work, that's after your new moon day. That's why we went to Ezekiel 46:1. To prove it's 8 days at the beginning of the month. Not no 8-day cycle.
So you said all these Sabbath
Every
days,
month.
all the worship days is all wrong. That's what you said.
No, not according to scripture, they're all right.
No, he's talking about the Saturday.
The Saturday is not the Sabbath. It's numbered by the moon, right? Just like how you got day 10, I got you. Just like how, I got you. Just like how, let's say month of Abib, day 10 is the what? Go get your lamb. Day 10 of the 7th month is the what? Day of Atonement. Those are 2, number 10. The same month. That 10 don't change, right? So the same thing with the Sabbath. Day 8, day 15, day 22, day 29. Those numbers are same every month with that moon. Now, if you look at that calendar, yeah, you confused, brother.
Hold on.
So,
now, answer the question. We got to break this number down.
I think we can clear this up really quick and easy. Can we go to the Bible and see when?
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Let's go.
When it starts, though, not.
Easy. Exodus 12:1. That's Exodus 12:1.
Exodus 12:1.
Dictionary.
I got it.
Designer dictionary.
I said it earlier. Exodus 12:1 on the first part, and then Samuel was day 2 after new moon. You got 1 Samuel. I want to break this down.
Yeah.
And I want to ask him.
It's gonna break it out
7 days
right
after
now.
that, 7 days before that.
Right. That's the math. That's why we gotta show the math. We gotta show the math, right?
So,
show the math.
Read that.
Which one?
Where we going? You want Exodus 12:1, or you guys understand Exodus 12:1 is being?
No,
We're
go,
saying
go,
Exodus 12:1. That's the beginning when the Most High said, "This is the new year for you." So new year means what? Day 1, month 1. Right?
Let me read it, brother.
No, let them burn out first, and I want you to read that.
Yeah. So Exodus, I want you to get understanding of this. Exodus 16, verse 2 again.
Okay, we're going back to Exodus. That's the same chapter that had the manna.
16:1. I'm sorry. The end of part 1. The end of part 1.
16:1.
Yeah.
All right, Exodus 16:1.
And they took their journey from Elam, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came unto the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elam and Sinai, on the 15th day of the 2nd month.
Okay, so this is what it would look like, right? So they got there on the 15th day of the 2nd month. So it took them 30 days to leave because they left on Passover in the 1st month, after Passover, out of Egypt. That's what whole Passover, and then they left. So it took them 30 days, and they arrived here in the 2nd month and they landed here on the 15th. Now, what does he tell them on the 15th? In verse
5.
Verse 3.
Verse 3?
4.
Verse 4. Go ahead.
Verse 4.
Malak, you got it.
Then said the Heavenly Father unto Moses, Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day.
So now every day after here, they're going to gather it. Go ahead.
Which is
That-
manna.
There you go. Go ahead.
That I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or no.
Read.
And it shall come to pass that on the 6th day,
So they're going to count every day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the 6th day,
Day 21.
which is day 21, it doesn't mean the 6th day of the month. It's
Right.
just 6th day after the 15th.
they shall prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily.
So they got to gather twice as much on this day, on the 21st. Go ahead.
And Moses and Aaron said unto the children of Israel, At even then ye shall know that the Most High hath brought you out from the land of Egypt.
Okay, now I got a question now. You go back to he said on the 6th day. Now Father saying 6 days. Now what days y'all at? Because he said the Father just said on the 6th day you gather twice.
You grab it twice because the 7th day is a Shabbat. You're not going to find none.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. But our Father said the 6th day. So he's saying 6th day.
of the month. He's
Our Father
saying
saying
on the 7th.
our Father saying 6th day, right?
So what does that 6th day mean to you?
That's clear what our Father said.
You're saying the 6th day of the month?
No, the 6th day after this day. He's saying the 6th day right here.
After what day?
After the first day. He's saying right here the 6th day.
No.
Read verse 1 again.
Read verse 2. When did they get there?
Verse 1 again.
Going again.
Yeah, verse 1.
And they took their journey from Elam, and the congregation of the children of Israel came into the wilderness of Sinai, which is between Elam of Sinai. And the 15th day.
On what day?
On the 15th day of the second month.
So what day are they there right now?
Our Father's still saying the 6th day.
What is it saying right here?
He's saying the 15th day.
So you gotta count.
That's
6
when they got there.
Why would our Father say 6 days though? Why would he say you take up bunch
He's
of the 6
saying
days?
6 days after the 15th.
It's got to be an error in something that you got to say. Well, he's still saying the 6
And
days.
today's the 15th. I say 6
Our
days.
Father's saying 6 days now.
And today's Saturday the
Y'all
Shabbat.
confused?
And I say on this Shabbat, you got 6 days. Is that going to lead you to the next week's Shabbat?
So something's got to be wrong with how.
Y'all confused. He said
Y'all confused.
You say he's not also confused.
It's
Just confused.
y'all believe in y'all think
Go back.
All right, I want the brother to read right here. Can we let this brother read? I want you to read
16:1, bro.
I want him to read
You're
16 1.
confused. Man, no problem.
Our Father saying
It's
6
all
days.
good.
though.
If you're confused.
No, it was confusing for me too at the beginning, man.
Our Father
Go
saying
ahead,
6
read
days.
Exodus
We're not
16:1.
wondering what the scripture says. Our Father saying 6 days.
Yeah, he also, yeah.
Go ahead. Hold on, he read
it right now.
Came into the wilderness of
Okay.
sin,
When did they get there?
which is between Elam and Sinai,
Right.
on the 15th day of the second month.
So what day are we talking about right now that they got there? According to that
So
scripture.
according to this, to say 15th day.
Now,
So
read
you go down to verse 5.
verse 4. Start at verse 4.
Okay, 4.
Then said I unto Moses, Behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or no.
So they got there on the 15th day of the second month, and the Most High told them, I'm going to rain manna for you every day.
Right.
So count 6 days after 15.
Go verse 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Go
Now
verse
verse 5.
five.
Verse 5. And it shall come to pass that on the 6th day they shall prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily.
So brother, when that 6th day right there, is that talking about the 6th day of the month?
It's just said.
Well, let him answer, bro. Is that talking about the 6th day of the month?
Our Father says 6 days.
Is that the 6th day of the month is saying, or is it saying 6 days after they got there? That's what I want y'all to understand. If y'all truly if y'all saying that that's the 6th day of the month, then we got some more precepts.
Our Father saying 6 days. Same thing. That's why it's what they want.
But I'm asking you, let your yays be yays and your nays be nays, everything else is fine.
Okay, like I said.
Is that 6 days of the month, or is that 6 days after the 15th he's talking about?
It's right there.
But what's the 6 days he's talking about then?
He's saying, because this was, if you understand that this is basically, this is a Shabbat also. But he didn't give him that until the 22nd is the very first Shabbat you're going to read now, because it was 6 days after this. Then he says the 7th day, you're not going to find any, and that 7th day is not saying it's the 7th day of the month.
Day 22.
It's day
7
22
days
of the month, because
after
they
the
got there on
15th.
the 15th of the month.
7 days after is math.
Now, if it's 7 days
seven.
after
There's no continuous
15,
seven, bro.
if 7 days, hold on,
Wrong.
if 7 days after the 15th is the 22nd, then what's 7
After
days
the-
before the
After
15th?
After the 15th or on the 15th? It
Read
started
it
on
again.
the 15th,
Read it
right?
again. He said on the 15th, I'm going to gather every day.
On the 15th.
Right? So when they went out the next day, what day is that?
After the 15th.
16th. That's day 1. 17th.
No. 15th is day 1.
It's not day 1. He didn't start on the 15th.
Brother, go back to that 15th. Ain't 15th day 1?
Go ahead.
He said on the 15th day, that's when the day begins.
6 days.
No, it said 15. It said,
What's 6 days plus 15?
No, let's go back to 1 again. It said, and they took the journey to Elam. And the congregation of Israel came into the wilderness of sin, and between Elam and Sinai, in the 15th day. So that 15 days, that day 1, right? 15 days is day 1 that he's talking about, right? 15 days, and count from 15, count that 15 as 1.
No, he didn't say that.
Yes, he did. Right here it said on the 15th day, so he count from the 15th day, right?
No, he didn't say. He said they got there on the 15th day. What are you talking about?
He still starting from the 15th day.
He's talking to them on the 15th
He still
day.
count from day 15. I'm saying it now. Brother, 15th day, right? You got to count for that 15th day, right? That he called, right? Because you can't count from 14.
We're not counting from 14. What are you
So you
talking
gotta
about?
count
They
from
got there on
15.
the 15th. He told them, I'm going to rain manna every day
14th, really?
for 6 days.
Verse 5 said, it shall come to pass.
The 15th day, think about it. I'm going to read it again. I'm going to read it clearly because I see it now. He said, and they took their journey to Elam, and the congregation of Israel came into the wilderness of Sinai, and between Elam and Sinai. And on the 15th day, that means day 1.
What are you talking about? You don't even know what he's about to say.
It said right here, but he said, and on the 15th day of the 2nd month.
That's when they got there.
That's the 15th, so that's day 1.
You gotta go through a
Now keep
24-hour cycle. 24 hours after that is
Bro,
what?
24 hours.
Just read. Don't even give him more to look for. He's looking for other words. We're going to stick to what the
No, he
word
said
said.
on the 15th day.
Go to
you gotta
verse
count
5. What does
15th day,
verse
right?
5 say? Verse 5, bro?
Verse 5 say, and it should come to pass
Hey, so what?
on the 6th day. On the 6th day, so now he's telling you the 6th day. Let's say the 15th.
He told him on the 15th.
You
He
gotta count
said
15.
in verse 4, a rate every day.
No, he
Then on the
said
6th day, you got to
15.
do twice as many.
Okay, right. Put it this way. If we start the day, what the day is? The day is 23rd.
Today's the 23rd.
If we start for the day, like my father said, start the day. We can't skip the day, right? We gotta use the day as a number, right? If we say we're gonna get together on the 23rd, therefore on the 23rd, when
If he tells us today,
He
yo,
said
we're
on
going to
the
gather
he said on
for
the
6
15th.
days,
He
or
said-
I'm going to rain manna for 6 days, you're saying he's going to do it starting
he
today.
said on the
That's what you're saying.
He said on. He said
If
on
we're
the
talking
15th
about it,
day,
say, hey, and we're going to do this for 6 days. Are we starting it
He
today
said
or
on
we're
the
going to wait
15th
till
day,
tomorrow?
right? On the 15th day, that means the day of
It's
15th.
very clear. I see
No.
what you're doing.
On the 15th day means that day, right? He said on the 15th day.
You gotta be real, man. You gotta
Of the
be real
second month, he
with
said on.
That's just what it
He
is.
said the scripture
Yeah,
said
seek your
on
own
the
salvation.
15th day.
Ain't nobody seeking her own salvation. Y'all making this thing up. Yeah, I'm just the first
How
time
do you
y'all
make
heard
this
it.
up?
This first time I hear
Count your
it.
days.
Alright, how y'all put it together?
Okay, so then listen and let me explain.
7 days.
Let me explain.
Yeah.
So if the scripture says they got
Like
there
you
in
believe
the
what we
15th,
believe, you got the type to believe what we believe.
How seven
I
is
ain't knocking
30?
what you believe. I'm just saying like this.
I gotta rebuke what the scriptures say, bro. It's not just what you believe, it's what the
You said
scriptures
you
say.
rebuke the scripture, right?
We going with what the
You said
scriptures
you
say.
rebuke the scripture.
No, I said we gotta rebuke with what the scripture says. With what the scripture says. Not with what Enoch says or whatever.
Okay, like I come see, we gonna meet on.
If we came today and I said, yo, we're gonna gather manna for 6 days.
No, don't say
For
that.
6
Say
days
what you
straight,
said.
we're gonna gather manna. We count
He
today
said,
now.
I'm high.
We gonna start tomorrow for 6 days straight.
It said on the 15th day.
What
On
that
the
tell you?
15th mean the day of.
What that's telling you? On the 15th.
But no, you got a doctor's appointment. He said, I want you to come here on the 15th day, right? What day you gonna go there?
He didn't say I'm coming on the 15th day.
Scripture said that right
Our
here.
month, right? How many days in our month?
They shutting down their
30 days. We went over that earlier, right?
30 days for like out of
30 days every month.
out of our year. Let's-
Every moon.
From new moon to new moon is 30
I know,
days.
wait.
Hold on, let the brother finish.
Wait. Because I'm finna wipe my memory.
Go ahead, bro. You good?
Like I'm a baby. I'm just starting out. Okay.
All praise.
Ain't no calendar from
Okay.
the heathens. None of that.
Right.
All right. How many days in our year? How many like days in our month?
So there's 30 days per month.
30 days per month.
And
right?
month means moon. So from one moon to the next
Understood.
moon, it's a 30-day count.
Okay.
All we're saying is moon when we say month. So from moon, and I see the next moon to new moon, from new moon to new moon takes 30 days, according to the scripture.
12 times 12 capital.
Now, times that by 12, that gives you a perfect circle, 360.
360.
Times 2 will give you what? 720. And those numbers really exist. 364, I don't know what that 4 is. I don't know what Enoch's talking about.
How many months in our year?
No, it's times
How many months in our month?
That's just something else. You don't need to
Yeah,
full circle.
They mind closed. Mine's closed right now.
A
They
perfect
already
circle
shut
on the
down,
most
bro.
high. It's
Bro,
360
just know what I'm
degrees.
saying? Let that be, man.
So I mean, it's just the most high is not the author of confusion. There's 30 days in a month.
Yeah.
There's 12 months. You understand that? That gives you perfect 360. Not 364, not 365,
Right,
not
you're right.
354.
You never change. That's right.
Like I said, you can't. You have to be, brother. You have to be patient, brother. Because, like I said, I want to scratch and start from 1. I don't have no problem fasting on this to get understanding.
Right.
Like I said, I want truth. I spent 30 years in a cult. You have to understand this.
Right.
I want truth. I'm not trying to burn. Y'all don't understand. I done grabbed hot metal with my hand and had to pour water on it and still fit the fire. I don't want my body in that. You understand me?
For sure.
So what I'm trying to get is what y'all coming from. I know what we got, but like I said, I want to start from scratch and get this right. I don't have no problem fasting on this to get this right.
So I want to say one thing that you kind of brought to mind, because remember you said you want to scratch your back, go back like a babe, right?
Yeah.
We got to think about what was going on with Moses in the wilderness. It wasn't none of this.
Right.
What was Moses and Aaron in the wilderness using?
6 days, right?
That's simple. I ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know that. Y'all know what Moses and Aaron was looking when the Most High told them in Exodus 12.
Starting on the 16th, right?
So you just can't scratch out what Enoch put forward.
No, and I'm just
That's
starting over.
That's why I'm like, well, brothers, hell,
I ain't starting.
I understand, but I'm just saying, I can see where I'm not knocking Enoch. I'm not knocking Enoch, but what I can say is that everything, like how the Most High told us, as far as how to keep the feed days and what we need, everything we need is here. Now there's some stuff in other areas, but everything we need right here.
It's just a cool
We don't see that.
If it was that, then why they hid it?
We need Joshua.
If it was that, why they hid it?
Hid what?
All the other stuff. Yeah, all
Hid the
of
Apocrypha.
Dan got that.
We got to go 245 real quick.
It took all that.
We got all that.
Oh, this is looking right here.
Brother, let's
All right,
go.
no, we talking about this. Check this out. It says birth of Islam. Birth of Islam. Check this out. When Muhammad was born, many Arabs were still worshiping the sun, stars, spirits, and idols. The Arabs possessed 360 idols, one for each day of the year.
So 360 is the number, what they were doing, man, it's all pagan stuff, but they didn't even tell
You know,
360
got all
is
this
the number
so-called
of
knowledge
the
from
year.
you, damn big camera drive.
But just the scriptures say 30 days in a month, and that is from new moon to new moon based off Exodus 12 and 1. He told us to what? This is the beginning of the month.
Oh, yes, another thing. We know let's say like Enoch, for example, or like the Bible dictionary. We know as far as these books, like just when we go to Isaiah 34, none shall want or make. So we know that other books like the Bible dictionary, Enoch, there's other books that have a lot of truth in them. But we know it's still some of that. But we know there's some bones that we can pull out. But if that book, if that thing line up with this right here, we know ain't now book on this plan. Ain't now on this plan. Now there's other stuff that we can use. We understand that. But this right here ain't no equal to this here. Ain't no equal to this here. And another thing is the word feast. Like I said, means appointed time.
That's why I said they wouldn't have y'all get our read out, so we don't say nothing.
Think about it like that. Think about it like this. I mean, really do some logic. Every Saturday, year round, how did that line up with anything? That's a people's faith. You got to look at the origin of things too. But at the bottom, that's why I go to that scripture first. Teach us to number our days. Every day in the Bible's numbered. So how can Saturday every year round be that number? It don't make sense if you just think about it like that.
If you finish reading Exodus 16, that first Shabbat was on day 22.
Right. After the 6 days, when you rest,
They got to the 15.
David wrote that song for all that killing he did. He was trying to get like songs.
Plus 6 working days and then 7 Shabbat.
But when he showed me, when you put go back to that First Chronicles 23:31, how it says Sabbath, new moon, and all feast days by number. Oh my God, I'm gonna jump out this seat. I never seen that one.
See, new moon.
That's my boom number. That's my precept from Psalm 90:12. Now I got a precept for that.
Hold on. So I don't know why he was saying that we was throwing the new moon and the Shabbat on the same day. That's not what he
That's why
said.
when Ezekiel 46.
So when new moon comes in, that's his own day. New moon dictates the rest of the Shabbats for the month because the Shabbats fall in line with it. So when new moon comes in, it's the chief day, and then you got 6 working days after that. You got your first Sabbath. Then you got 6 working days after that Sabbath. You got your second Sabbath. Then you got 6 working days after that. You got your third Sabbath, and then your fourth Sabbath for the month. Those numbers will always be 8.
Congregation is
They
what,
not
a
based
large
off a
group
30-day
or a large group.
That's right. So
How we gathering ourselves together and being a large group, man? We got
That never changed. Like you said, with that one in Malachi 3:6, the Lord thy God don't change. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob. So they just ain't changed. No, it ain't changed. With these people, my ordinances and my law, that's what ain't changed. Not all that other stuff right there.
We all get.
So that's why I love that. God don't change, but I love to bring that part out. Ye sons of Jacob.
This is your 6 working days on this side.
About this,
Everything on this side is appointments.
Yeah, we are.
just like you
Holy
said.
convocations, your Shabbat and your new moon.
I said, hey, I ain't with that. I ain't changing nothing because I believe in that. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's what you how hard it is.
It was kind of like I said for us, man. It was kind of for a minute, but what happened? I'll just give y'all a little backstory. Me and a brother, a couple of brothers with IUIC.
And then there comes another new
October 2016, that's when Bishop made they changed the full moon, new moon. So then we started searching the scriptures, and that's when we realized, not
Right,
whoa,
right.
not
It ain't
whoa.
gonna come to you in one day. I understand. It ain't gonna come in one day. That's right. Because it didn't come
It just exposed the Sabbath when he took it from full moon to new moon. It exposed all the feast days. That's what we like to say. The feast of Sabbath too.
Right, right.
That's what it
Brother,
means.
man.
You know, we always
That's what the whole shit. So that means,
Yeah, man. That's
oh man, we just IUIC, bro. And then just had to really learn to
should not depart from
the right way. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we want to be Israelites. We can't get the right way. You come to time.
That's right, man. That's right. That's right.
The numbers line up. The numbers line up. You know what I'm saying? All praise.
Hey, we out of here, man. We love y'all, man.
Yeah, I got a flex too, man.
I'm gonna repeat this again. Y'all the only brothers that come to visit us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You know what I'm saying? I gotta say, you hear me, son? Y'all the only brothers that come visit us. So don't get me wrong, we kind of excited too now.
Right.
We excited. We got some company for the first time after we've been in 4 months.
Right.
Like I say, man, we brothers in this.
Yeah.
We gotta come together. Even though we don't agree, everything we feel.
For
Like,
sure.
Pastor on them, I'm telling you this right now. All those cats, they cut you off. They start like women. They don't cut you off. They don't talk to you. Call their phone. They don't answer your phone. None of that. We don't want to say we don't agree with y'all. We don't cut y'all. We
Oh,
still
dang.
brothers.
He hit that thing on the head, didn't he?
Yeah, we brothers, man. We ain't like no female.
For sure. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, bro.
All right, man.
You know, come visit us, man.
I appreciate it.
Right, man. Right.
I'm hungry. That's
Right. It's about the Heavenly Father, right?
That's in a row. That's
Right. And we can't talk about that. That's what Romans 9 say. All right, brother.
All right, man. All right, ain't no people, family, man. I'm with y'all, man. And we're gonna try to get a spot right with y'all.
Right.
You got checking on it already. Indian got right up under you got that Indian place right there. That's the whole thing, but of course, they ain't wrong. Us Indians, we alright.
Okay.
We family, man. We gonna come back, man. We'll sit down with y'all, man. Y'all need some love. We brothers, man. We just speak on what we got. Y'all do what y'all got. I ain't gonna get bad, you know.
Like I was telling you, it's right here. That First Chronicles 23:31. That's that thing that y'all own. I see that on. Yes, sir.
Like you say.
When will read everything?
It's might be something we need to, you know,
I'm trying to go
why?
What's that? Oh, that's you gotta rig it up sometimes. The day's still good.
They want us to be ashamed.
Check it out.
We're supposed to be not ashamed. Whatever comes to us, we're ashamed. They're gonna throw on us, bro. So the goal is to not be ashamed.
I mean, we all gonna go through some stuff, man. We ain't gonna come
That's a good
We
look.
got
Right.
Oh yeah.
How you too? Help him put some
Like I said, that's why I said when we know, like when we first came in, it's not easy to digest. It's not. You know what I'm saying? So we understand.
For me, right?
That's how I felt.
I'm like, what?
Hold up, man. Yeah, I remember that. So just straight out, bro.
You make tuna casserole,
Yeah, a lot of you brothers. You ready?
stuff that's
You
good.
got a cap?
Yeah, I got it. Yahya, thank you for your day, Father. Thank you, Father, for all us to be able to come together on this Shabbat, Father, together as a unit, Father, to be able to edify your word, Father, to be understand your holy ways, Father, be able to expound, Father, to edify you, Father. In your heavenly name, Father, protect us, Father. Protect us in our comings and goings, Father. Keep us near you at all times. And in your heavenly Son's name, Yeshaya. So be it.
So be it.
So be it.
What you got?
Yeah, you got it. Like that. President. Like that. I got the can, bro.
Yeah, right there behind that door.
Yeah, y'all, man, we'll be back, man.
Yeah, okay.
I'm on. I gotta eat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's lunchtime.
Continue to grow up.
Yeah, man. I'll take it.
That brother gonna drive safe, man.
Yeah, indeed. I need that.
Time? Yes.
sir.
See you again.
Yep.
Yep.
Enjoy.
Appreciate you. All right, Vince.
Y'all be safe,
I hope you
man.
got something about the scriptures. Go look at them.
Until next time.
You're right.
Until next time. All right.
Yeah, man.